it today again with the plumbing. I got a new bit, a new smaller bit, so that's actually gonna work a lot better now because I've already tried it out. Last night Hannah and I were talking about the washer and whether or not we actually want the washer in the actual tiny house or in the solar kind of like pump house. That's just gonna be probably about 10-15 feet away from the house. Since there's gonna be electrical and water in the solar pump house, it would actually just make a little bit more sense to actually have the washer in there. That way we could actually get like a standard size washer, like one of those high efficiency standard size washers, because the one that we would have to put in the tiny house is like one of those tiny compact ones. And if we have the space for a regular size washer, it would just be better to put it out in that in the pump house. So that's gonna make the plumbing even that much easier. So it's just gonna be one line for the sink, hot and cold for the shower, and that's all I'm gonna be working on today. It barely just gets through, but it gets through. What I'm doing with this series of holes is I actually made marks at 24 inches all the way across the studs here, and I'm just drilling the holes all at the same height so that it's a little bit easier to get the PEX through, and also so that I'm not getting this like wave effect if the holes are at like different heights. Alright, so I've managed to get the PEX around this corner stud here, and I'm just going to basically pull out the entire length and then feed it all the way through. I have that last corner stud over there. So yeah, let's get this shit pulled through. So I managed to get quite a few kinks in this piece here. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut that mega kink piece out of there, and then I'll just put like a coupler joint in there, and then just work the rest of it all the way to the sink. I'm already hating this plumbing shit. This has taken me so long just to do this. Running this line has taken me so freaking long. I absolutely can't stand plumbing. So I've got the supply line run to here, then I just have a little stub out thing that'll attach the end here. So I have 1, 2, 3 couplings in here. And then I've got it bent nicely around the 90, and then just goes straight outside there. So I'm gonna get this end finished off here, then I'm gonna start working on the shower, and then I'll probably have to go to Home Depot, grab some couplings, and then just get this thing totally finished. So I've got this 90-degree stub out, and then this plate that mounts on the wall, and then you just kind of click the stub out thing right into here, and then you're all good. So the two main components to the shower is going to be the water valve or mixer, and then the shower head. So what I'm going to do first is attach these female to PEX adapters on each of these sides here. The bottom one here, that's just gonna be, that one's just gonna get plugged. But this is gonna be the hot side, cold side, and then this goes up to the shower head. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug the bottom one. So I'm just gonna stick a small piece of tube on there. You don't want the ring to be too close to the edge there. You want at least about 1/8 of an inch to about 1/4 of an inch, so that's just about right there. And then we'll take our crimp tool here. And we'll crimp it twice. So this tool actually comes with a little guide just to make sure that this is going to be small enough. So that is the go side, and then no go. So we can see there that this is going to be crimped enough and that's tight. So I'm just going to take the plug, put that on the end here. Alright, so let's go ahead and install the shower head. So the depth of the shower head is 1 1/8 inch deep. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna mount a piece of 2x4 up probably right about here or so. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this back into the wall about 1/2 inch. Reason why I'm gonna set it in 1/2 inch from the face of the studs here, because there's gonna be 1/2 inch drywall, and then there's gonna be tile over top of the drywall. So the shower head will stick past the drywall about 1/8 of an inch, because drywall is typically about 1/2 inch. And to some of you that's gonna make sense, to some of you that's not gonna necessarily make sense. But we don't want the shower head buried into the wall. We want something for the drywallers to be able to cut around. So that's why we're gonna stick it out 5/8 of an inch. Something else that's slightly annoying with this, with our shower situation here, is that this stud is essentially like right in the center of the shower, like from this distance from here to here. So I can get the shower head pretty close to being right in the center, but the shower valve itself, I can't really center it perfectly underneath this, or else the shower head would literally be going into this stud. So the shower handle valve is gonna be a little bit off center, but oh well, so be it. So a little trick to get the 1/2 inch measurement is to just take your tape measure and measure into the stud 1/2 inch here. Do that on both sides. So then I'm just gonna take my 2x4 that we're gonna mount the shower head to, and I'm just gonna lightly tap it into place. So it's already pre-cut, obviously to the dimensions between the studs. And then I've also pre-drilled some holes so that I can easily just screw it into these studs here. So once I see the 1/2 inch line, I know that I've gone far enough in. So what I can do now is just screw this piece of 2x4 right into place. So I'm just gonna mount the shower head here just with one screw, just so that it's in place. Now I'm gonna get the shower valve mounted. So with the shower valve, it comes with this guard on top so that I can see exactly where I need to have the finished wall. So the finished wall needs to be flush with this surface here. So if I basically just take my 2x6 there, so I can basically see here that if I were to mount this, basically just like this would actually be just about the perfect distance. So I can go ahead and screw this 2x6 into the wall here, and then I can just screw the shower valve directly onto it. So I'm just gonna leave the shower valve on just a little bit loose until I get all the crimps done. Then I'll tighten it down, and then we're good to go. Alright, so I got the cold line, I got that run out to the utility box. Now I just need to run the hot side there. So I got this cleaned up here, looking good. So I've just got to clean these hoses up. I'm gonna put a garden hose just outside here, just right out there. I'm gonna have some lunch, but oh man, this plumbing has been exhausting. I think it's just because I don't really know what I'm doing very much, and so it's a little bit more difficult than I think I originally anticipated. Yeah, rice and corn chowder, baby. So I've almost got all the joints and the connections made in the utility box. I gotta run down to Home Depot really quickly and grab a few things just so that I can finish off running all the pipes today, and I'm gonna be right back. So this is what the plumbing in the utility box is gonna look like. So this is the cold water coming in, this is the hot water coming in, and we're gonna have a solar water heater, so that's where the hot water is gonna come in for the shower. So this first line goes out to the, this is actually called a a Silcock valve, so we'll be able to get some water if we want to water plants or whatever. And this line here goes up to the shower, this line here goes up to the sink. Now what I'm gonna do is just finish off coupling the supply line to the sink, and then I'm done for today. All the supply lines are done. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do a pressure test. Once I do the pressure test, I'm gonna insulate all the pipes because they're all in the outside walls and they should be insulated, and plus insulating all the pipes that are in the utility box as well. It is hot out here, it's like 106, 107 out today. So I'm gonna call this the end of today's vlog, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you soon. Peace.